Okay, let's hear from our race runner-up. It's Kyle Busch. And today Kyle drove the number 54 Monster Energy Toyota. Kyle, I know you and Sam had a pretty good battle out there. 20 car was obviously good today too, but a 54 car I know you felt was probably good enough to win with out there. Just talk about your run out there today.
Yeah, we had a really good car. I mean, I can't say enough about all the guys at Joe Gibbs Racing. They do a great job, and you know, the hard work pays off certainly, and makes my job look a little easier. But you know, it's still a tough race out there today all around. You know, the cars were really getting loose out there in the early stages of the race, through the middle part of the race, and then Adam was making some good adjustments for me and getting me tightened up and getting to me where I could drive the car a little bit harder and make some time. And you know, there the second to last run and the last run, I felt like our car was really good. I mean, there wasn't much else that we could do to make it better, and Sam was just that much faster than us. So you know, he was beating us a little bit everywhere, all the way around the racetrack, and you know, certainly when he stepped on the gas, that thing would go forward in a hurry. And so you know, they had a really fast car today too, and you know, us two were kind of the class of the field, but he was the class of everybody.
Questions now for Kyle. If you have one, raise your hand. We'll bring you a wireless. Questions for Kyle Busch right over here. I'm going to go to Mark.
How difficult was it with the lack of practice that you had to prepare for this race? And secondly, what do you think you have for tomorrow's race?
It was a little bit of a challenge. I think you kind of saw who ran up front, who came off the truck the best. You know, Sam right off the truck was really fast. The 3 was really fast right off the truck. So the 20 was as well too. I felt like he was pretty good. We had to make some gains on our car. We had to work on it a little bit and make some changes to help it through practice. And then we went to the 20 to try to get us some more information after practice, because we felt like they were pretty good. And it helped us a lot and got us up there to where we had a really good car, one that was you know, a contender today, but you know, not a winner. So as far as tomorrow goes, just learning the track and you know, learning the tire and everything, learning what line does what. You know, if you can move around, what do you do when you move around? What kind of different techniques you got to use, whether it's, you know, throttle, brake, or what have you. So a lot of things were going on out there today, and especially through 3 and 4, it seemed like it was really slick down there, and I imagine tomorrow's going to be just as bad.
Okay, we'll also hear now for our third place finisher, and that is Brian Vickers. And today Brian drove the number 20 Dollar General Toyota. Brian, talk about your run. Running up front, led some laps, certainly contended for the win.
Yeah, we you know, really proud of the effort. Everyone, Dollar General Toyota did a good job all weekend. We were good off the truck, but not great. By the end of practice, I felt that very short practice. I felt really good about the car. Still a little tight, but we suspected the track was going to go loose, and so we kind of left it alone. When the green flag dropped, we were too loose. Still fast, but you know, we started tight, and then it just got too loose. I just couldn't get the throttle down off the corner. And we made some adjustments to fix that. We got that fixed, but those adjustments just really killed us through the bumps. You know, when we were racing Sam there in the mid-race and towards the end of the race, he was so strong getting through turn 1 and through all the bumps. He would get us a car length or 2 through there, and then we'd get it back in 3 and 4, but we would just sit there and just go back and forth. And he was able to move around the track a little bit more. I kind of had one line I could run, and I could run really fast, but I couldn't move around much. The car would get out from under me. Like Kyle said, the track was really slick, at least for us. It seemed like Sam could not only get through the bumps, but he could move around. He could run the top, the bottom. I think that helped him a lot through lap traffic, and he ended up getting away from us a little bit there. But at the end of the race, we undid the original adjustment trying to get through the bumps to compete for the win, because we knew we had to do that if we were going to try to win the race, and we just ended up getting too loose. We killed the car in the last run, and but you know, it was a valiant effort trying to go for the win, and we still came up third.
Very good. Now let's open it up for questions. Mark had one here from Las Vegas. We could get him the mic right here, and then we'll go to Reed. Questions for Kyle or Brian?
Mark Anderson, Las Vegas View Journal. Kyle, you tested or practiced really well today in the 2 runs with the Cup car. How much of a difference does that make going into tomorrow?
Well, I think it helps, feeling like you have a good car versus, struggling being 30th or something like that. Not looking forward to the day, but we are, and we have a good car. The guys worked hard Thursday here, and we made a lot of gains on some things then. So that stuff kind of correlated into today. I wish we could have qualified. I think we'd be starting a little bit further forward, but we'll see what we have in store for us when the green flag drops tomorrow.
Go over to Reed.
Reed Spencer with NASCAR Wire Service. Kyle, you had the dominant car last week. Sam had the dominant car today. Do you get a sense that this is the kind of season it's going to be, or does this give you a little general concern because this is an intermediate track, he was so strong, and so many of the races are on intermediates?
Well, we saw the 12 and the 22 really strong there early. 22 had a problem, obviously, but they just swapped over manufacturers, and they're fast right out of the gate. I mean, that's pretty good to be able to do that. So it does raise a little bit of a concern that they were that fast, but I think that there's a lot of. This is probably one of my worst mile and a halves, and we ran pretty good today. So taking what we learned today and going into places like Kansas or Charlotte or something like that where more suit me, then we'll see how it all stacks up. But the races are long races, and sometimes you've got some comers and goers, but seemed early like the 6 was good, the 20 was good, the 12 was good all day, and it kind of cycled out there towards the end where the 12, us, and the 20 were up front.
Other questions? Raise your hand. We'll get to you. Right there. Go ahead. And we'll go here to Bob. Go ahead.
Tom Zaleski, the Spectrum of St. George, Utah. Brian, for you, how did the lack of practice time today affect you guys in your preparation?
It affected us a little bit, but it affects everyone kind of the same. I would say it probably affected some of the guys with more experience less. I would be a guy with a lot of experience, but not recently. It's probably been 2 years since I've been here at Las Vegas Speedway. So kind of the track's changed a lot. The bumps are worse. What it's going to do from practice to race was not something I had a really good handle on it. That was something that we leaned on the 54. They felt like it was really going to get loose, so we kind of stopped. We held off on some adjustments we were going to make, and good thing we did.
Go ahead, Bob.
Bob Hawkers, Morning News. For Kyle, I mean, you say it's going to be slick tomorrow. I mean, is that good for you? I mean, you're a guy who can handle a pretty slick track usually.
Usually. For some reason, this one's a little worse than others for me. I think I've shown my door numbers to the flagman 3 of the last 8 years or something like that, spinning off turn 4. So we don't need to do that tomorrow. But it's just, when the clouds are out, it's actually not bad. It's bearable, and you can work with it. And then when the sun comes out, man, it's just the sun works its way that way, and it just fries 3 and 4 all year long. Summer every day. And so that end really just loses a lot more grip than this end down here being able to get covered. Like right now, it's completely shaded by the billboards and the wall and the banking and everything like that. So it's 1 and 2 is a lot easier to get through than 3 and 4.